You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Cabral Concept. I'm here today on a Weight Loss Wednesday to talk about a subject that a lot of women come to me with, and men as well, but a lot of women who say, why is it that I have certain friends that can eat whatever they want and never gain weight, and yet I just look at food and I gain weight just from doing that? So I talked about this specifically in a question about 2 weeks ago on a Cabral house call, and more people, they wrote in about it, and everyone liked the question but wanted to get more in depth on it. So now I want to tell you why some people gain weight much more easily than others, and why some people they have a difficult time putting on weight at all, no matter what they eat. So let's get right down to it. There's three main body types. Three main body types have been known about for over 6,000 years in Ayurvedic medicine: the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Now, in our modern medicine, it's called the ectomorph, the mesomorph, and the endomorph. And think of this: the ectomorph, or the Vata, they're the very thin body type. They're the ones with the small joints, the longer thin necks, the longer heads, like the more like oval shaped heads. And they have a very difficult time keeping weight on. Can they get overweight? Yes, absolutely they can. It's just more challenging. Okay, and I'll talk about why. And then there's the mesomorph, or the Pitta body type, and they're in the middle. And they're in the middle, they're a little bit typically broader shouldered. They have a little bit more muscular physique, not too tall, not too short. And then we have the endomorph, which is also called the Kapha body type in Ayurvedic medicine. And they're the ones who typically have the larger calves and ankles, the larger kind of like rounder heads, the thicker torsos. They are more robust individuals. Now with that, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to be the Kapha body type. Well, that's not necessarily true, and you shouldn't actually say that, because Kaphas a lot of the time have the best hair, skin, and nails, and also the best immunity. Now keep in mind, there are pros and cons to each body type, and typically no one is more than like 85% one body type. There are some people who are really close. You're like, wow, everything about that person is ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph. But most people share some other parts of other body types. So let's talk about why you in particular might gain weight and another friend might not. Well, the other friend you're referring to could be one of those people that I call like the fake celebrity dieter, meaning like when you see celebrities, they're saying, oh, I eat whatever I want, I eat burger and fries and whatever it might be. Yeah, that might be true after they do a photo shoot, but most celebrities aren't telling you the truth. They are dieting down for weeks before that photo shoot. They are dieting down, working with a personal trainer many days per week to look the way they look. It's a full-time job. That is their job, looking good. I mean, that's kind of it. But so, having said that, they might not be giving you the whole truth. Now, there are some people though, so what I'm saying is don't fall for the celebrities who say, I can eat whatever I want and I do whatever I want, I really pay attention. Most do. Okay, but there are some people, ectomorphs, and they actually can eat far more carbohydrates and calories in general because they burn fuel at a faster rate. They use glucose at a better rate, and I'm going to talk about that right now because I'm going to talk about the endomorph, because the people who ask this question aren't the ectomorphs. They're always the ones who gain weight easier. So here's why. The reason why that person might lose weight faster or not be able to put it on, and the reason why you may be gaining weight faster, potentially, if it's not body type related, and it most likely is It has to do with your body's ability to use carbohydrates, so basically sugar, because all carbohydrates break down to sugar, as a fuel source, okay? That's one point, meaning like a Vata body type, since their body's like revved up and always moving, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, they can use that sugar and prefer to use it because they're more of a sugar burner. So they actually would take their fat, oxidize it, use it as a fuel, yes, but they're also revved up and they're able to use sugar at a much better rate. Okay? It's a different type of oxidizer. That just means the rate in which you burn food or use up food. And also the compartment you look for, whether it's you need it right away, okay, that's sugar-based, or slow burner, that's more fat-based or ketone-based. So now the endomorph, they're going to take those carbs and store them as fat. Why? They're better, it doesn't make sense, they're better at burning that body fat, and that's the body's preferred fuel source, and the endomorph just stores more, they hold more. One of the reasons they do this as well is because the central nervous system of the Vata body type, or the ectomorph, is running at full speed a lot of the day. It's also why they're more anxious. And the endomorph is actually more calm and subdued a lot of the time. Although if you live in the US or any city, you're probably on the go as well. And that's kind of like that Vata mentality or Vata mindsets. But keep in mind, the inside of the Vata body type, the inside of the ectomorph is running. And so it's almost like they're working out all the time, which is why they're better able to burn sugar and carbohydrates, okay? Where the endomorph, it's going slower moving on the inside. The central nervous system isn't in fight or flight as much. It's a little bit more slow, a little calmer. And so they're able to tap into fat, even though it's what their body stores to use as fuel, and not sugar in the same way, okay? That's one of the biggest reasons. And a lot of times the endomorph or the kapha body type, their insulin sensitivity, their cells' receptors aren't as open to uptaking of that sugar, which is why they're more prone to gaining weight and getting type 2 diabetes. Also, besides body type wise, inflammation can play a big part. If your body's inflamed, you are more likely to put on body fat. If your gut isn't functioning properly, you're more likely to put on body fat. If you have higher levels of estrogen, you have an imbalance between progesterone and estrogen, you're more likely to gain body fat as well. So keep in mind there are many reasons why. My big thing is this. You need to maximize your genetics and your body type. You can do genetic testing, yes. You can also just look at your body type. And you can begin to do the things that you would need to do anyways to optimize your health. And that would be, if you're someone that's gained weight, you need to start, if you haven't done it for a while, take your carbohydrates down so that you can start losing weight and then start to gradually add them back in. That's the carb loading that we do to find out what your sensitivity is to those carbohydrates. And if you're an endomorph, unlike your ectomorph friends, as an endomorph, you need to exercise more. Fair or unfair, I'm not here to judge, and neither should you. If your insides aren't revving like theirs at all time, well, you're going to need to do a little bit more exercise to catch up. That doesn't mean you need to kill yourself exercising, but you want to do your 10,000 steps per day, and you just might want to get in, like I said, 3 resistance or so workouts per week. They can just be 20, 30 minutes. That's the nice thing. And you can also do cardio a few days a week as well. It just has to be part of your lifestyle if you're looking to be in that lean, good shape, okay? And again, ectomorphs, moving faster, not as much need for that type of exercise. And again, we can't say good, bad, whatever it just is. That's the way it is. You have all of these things that you're given at birth, and we work with all of those things as well, okay? And one other thing is, I would say, is you need to reduce stress levels, but you also need to balance your hormones. Balance your hormones can be from doing a detox. It can be from doing some intermittent fasting, at least 7 to 7 or 8 to 8 overnight every single day. And it can also be doing a functional medicine test to actually look at those levels and see if your estrogen levels are just too far dominant to your progesterone levels, meaning if progesterone's too low, which is typically the case. So you can do an adrenal stress test that runs your whole hormone profile, and you can do that as well. Really, really nice test. So hopefully that does answer that question of why some people can eat pretty much whatever they want, and a lot of people hate those people. And then there's some people that literally just look at carbohydrates and food and end up gaining weight. I think there's a middle ground for everyone. I do hope I was able to help you find that middle ground today, and please put this advice to good use. Thank you for joining me today on the Cabral Concept. I'll be back real soon.
Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues. After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stevencabral.com/courses.